the longest flight that 767 does is like Athens to Newark or Newark to Honolulu or Maui. And those are 10 and a half, 11 hours. So those are the longest flights I've done.
You're getting breaks during that time, right?
Yeah, for sure. We get breaks even like going to London on a 6.5 hour flight, and the breaks an hour and 40 minutes or whatever. It's very short, but like.
What's the structure? Are there two captains? Is it one captain with?
So on the flights that I do, it's one captain and two first officers, and everyone goes through the same training. Like captains don't have different training. They have some leadership training that first officers don't do, but as far as like flying training goes, it's all the same. Like we're all qualified the same. So the structure is there's the captain, the first officer, and then it's called the International Relief Officer or IRO or just relief pilot. And so you take off literally 10 minutes after you take off, the relief pilot will go back and he'll be on the first break. And the breaks are just divided accordingly. So the breaks start 15 minutes after takeoff and they end. Everyone's supposed to be back in the cockpit before you start your descent. So 45 minutes before landing usually. So you lose an hour of the flight. So on let's say a 10-hour flight, you have 9 hours of break time. So the relief pilot goes back, has a 3-hour break, then he comes back. Generally, whoever's the pilot flying the flight will take the middle break because then you're more awake, like once you're getting ready to land and stuff. But it's kind of up to like how you're feeling and like if like, hey, I'm wide awake, I'd rather take the last break, and then one of the other pilots will take the middle break, and then the last, the captain or first officer will take the last break, and then everybody comes back up for landing. And
now, do these planes have the break like separate rooms or the?
Yeah, so the 757, it's not an ideal setup. We sit in 4 Alpha for the crew rest, so it's just a seat in first class. It's a lie flat seat, like a Polaris seat, but oftentimes there's someone sitting in 4B, so like they're sleeping in the middle of the night, and you're just like hopping over them to get into your. Yeah. But and sometimes those passengers kind of grumble a little bit because usually we'll go back and talk to them and say, hey, just so you know, like this is our crew rest seat. We're going to be in and out throughout the evening.
So would you say a travel tip for someone booking a 757?
Don't book 4B.
Don't, yeah.
But maybe. But really, like if you're seated, if I'm in 3A and you're in 3B, I'm getting up to go to the bathroom anyway.
Yeah, right.
So like it's not like the pilot's in and out is really any different than another passenger being there unless they never go to the bathroom. Right. So I don't think it's really that. It sounds more intrusive than it probably actually is. And it's different because it's a different person every time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, who's this one?
This guy come from?
Right.
Yeah. He's wearing the same outfits.
And then on the 767, we have a different Polaris seat, and it's blocked off with a curtain. So that's a much nicer process because it's like it's on the aisle, so there's no one between you and the aisle. And
thanks for watching this clip. If you liked it and you want to see the entire interview, you can find it just right there. So go ahead and click it.